And then Zenny Biscuit for 5. No O'Keefe, no Project Veritas.
That's right.
We might as well start off right there with the Project Veritas news. Just a couple minutes before we were set to go live, I saw Benny Johnson tweet this out, which is a statement from Project Veritas. Breaking: Project Veritas says James O'Keefe has not been removed from the organization and will remain as CEO. Now, we'll read through this entire thing and we'll kind of get our reactions for this. But obviously, over the past week or two, we've heard that James O'Keefe just been removed from Project Veritas, and everyone is thinking, regardless of the situation, if there's no James O'Keefe, you're dead. Like, your company's dead. He is the face. He is everything that people associate with Project Veritas. So now this statement comes out, which says, hey, don't believe all the news that was out there. Is this a change of heart? Is this real? What's going on? So here it is. At Project Veritas, we believe in radical transparency coupled with respect, empathy, and honesty. I would hope you do fucking believe in transparency, considering the nature of what you guys do. A few weeks ago, a number of our staff members provided leadership with some verbal feedback describing real management concerns regarding the treatment of people and our internal processes. This prompted the board to solicit feedback from additional staff members, and that internal letter was leaked. The narrative that's being portrayed by reference to the letter is false. James has not been removed by Project Veritas. Nowhere in that letter was there ever a suggestion to remove James from the organization. Also, there were more than 16 employees that provided feedback. This letter was not the only feedback collected. James, the hardest working person I've ever met. Those who know him will know he does not take time off unless forced to. The Project Veritas board of directors made up of seasoned, active members of their communities, blah, blah, blah. They don't get paid by Project Veritas. They're multi-year donors. They all love James. They are volunteers handpicked by James. As a nonprofit, we take our responsibility seriously. I'm not on the board of directors. As executive director, I'm an officer. My role is to manage our team, create better processes and procedures to help address the concerns our board and James O'Keefe. While I understand the timing alongside our biggest story in organization's history is confusing and very easy to come up with conspiracy theories, crazy for Project Veritas to be caught talking about conspiracy theories. I assure you, we are still in no way and will never be brought to you by Pfizer, nor do we have any political preferences for any candidates running for office. I've always been and remain committed to working with James and the PV team, who I'm so proud to be a part of. Continue our mission, expose corruption, deliver truth to American people without fear or favor. So
fucking bullshit.
Are you guys buying any of this?
No. But let me ask Suresh a question, because I know he can give some context to this, so I understand it. Because as much as I'm a business owner and everything, and I've created a pretty awesome business, I don't know shit about business. So tell me this. Now, obviously, Project Veritas is a massive company. They have a board of directors. They probably have investors, all this shit. Why do they need to publicly release information about an investigation going on? Is that necessary for them to have to say James O'Keefe is on a paid leave while we investigate? Do you have to release that shit when you're structured like them?
Not really. I think a lot of the times that's just to get ahead of the leak. They know it's going to get out. They know it's going to get out, so they just try to get ahead of it and try to get the story out there that they want out there about the situation before it gets leaked and a story is created. So the same thing we saw happen with Uber when the CEO, and I believe he was one of the founders of Uber, there was some sexual harassment allegations and other things going on. They made a concerted effort to release that information before it leaked out and hurt them in a way that they felt that they wouldn't be able to do the damage control. So it's a strategic move. We get it. But, the issue here is there's this, thing floating around in the ether that somehow Pfizer was involved in this. And a lot of people have some questions about this. And we all know at the end of the day, we don't care who you are, what you're going after, what your mission is. If there is enough money floated in front of your nose, things will change. Things will happen. I hope that's not the case here, but it just doesn't smell right. I think, all three of us can agree after reading that statement. something just seems off. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's really going on. And, he was out. He's being putting on leave. Oh, wait, no, nothing. Back in 2021, there was a report that his salary was cut for some reason. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what is going on. His salary has dropped allegedly almost 5% over the last 2 years since 2020. So I don't know what's going on internally there, but we're not getting the whole story. We know.
100%. And so, like, I mean, for me, releasing that information, and again, I don't want to pretend like I'm, I know how a business like that size works, but it's like, to me, it's just like when we hear Disney or these other big companies, when they put out the information's out there, and it's like they're doing it to get the filler. So essentially, this information was put out there by Project Veritas so that they could kind of test the waters. Like, can we get rid of this guy? And of course, you can't. And they found that out really, really quickly. But you've still damaged his name in the process, all while keeping him. I think it's all bullshit, in my opinion.
I don't think that the initial leak was intentional, because I think like they would have to know like the ramifications of that, even just like the investigation or whatever. I highly doubt that they wanted that out there without having a clear and concise plan of what they were going to do. You know what I mean? Because as we saw, anybody could have predicted that would be the case. Now, say that these 16 people that they've talked to, they're all telling like the same like horrifying story about James O'Keefe. Then obviously, regardless of whatever, you wouldn't be able to keep him. And you might be forced into that decision depending on what happened. I don't think that's the case. But if you do have enough things, you could get in trouble if you didn't do your due diligence. I imagine they would have liked to keep all this quiet. This is definitely reactionary. This is the reactionary thing for sure, where they see the traction that's going. They see people pulling their donations. They see everybody freaking out over this. And now they're desperately trying to say, hey, listen, we're still trying to get to the bottom of this. We haven't removed anybody officially yet. So please give us time. I think for some people, it'll settle it a little bit, at least give them time to determine what they're going to do. But still, you're going to see the reaction of anger that James O'Keefe was ever put in this position, because obviously people are going to be loyal to James O'Keefe. Over the past couple of years, they have come to trust specifically the face and voice of James O'Keefe as he's exposed so many people. So it's going to be tough to pull people's trust away from that, even if you're Project Veritas.
If this tower of hope that so many people have, tens of millions of people have, and they look to as the organization that is giving us the real story and exposing things that we would never know about otherwise. If we come to find out that there's any sense of, let me say, I guess you would say corruption of any kind, or an attempt to silence this gentleman for any reason, and it's being made to look like something else, that is going to shift the entire paradigm of the nation, because so many people believe in and trust Project Veritas. They've done incredible work. They've been exposed so many different organizations and individuals, and they just do it with the facts and the truth. And if that somehow becomes tainted, what else do we have left? We might as well just cancel Fox News and we'll just all like watch MSNBC all day.
Yeah, I mean, I think James will probably publicly come out, and he
hasn't said anything yet. He hasn't made a tweet since February 4th or something.
He has the charisma and the kind of command to, if this is all good, once he comes out and he talks about it and he gives proper clarification, he has the ability to kind of calm all of those concerns. But as it stands right now, it looks pretty bad. From their perspective, from Project Veritas's perspective. I don't trust it at all.